Awesome. Hello. Welcome to Four Raving Lunatics. And today we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. My name's Rob.
I'm Jay.
James.
And it's cold here.
Not that cold.
It's getting colder. Starting to be a whiteout.
Before we get on to our pet peeves and all that wonderful stuff, let's say happy birthday to Andrew.
Yeah, I forgot his birthday was at work.
So happy birthday to him.
I feel bad now.
For those of you who are wondering about our fourth lunatic, he has had some schedule conflicts and life priorities that have made it to where he can't participate in this as frequently as before. So maybe we'll get him on here at some point to be able to catch up. But, you know, hey, we miss you. Think about you. Hope you enjoy your day.
I don't. And don't.
You guys have any pet peeves for the week? Fine. I have one stereotype, and I know that's pretty vague and pretty odd, but I was thinking, just because I was listening to some music this week about how everyone kind of lumps people based on appearance or clothing into some certain group of what type of music they assume they would listen to. I just think that's interesting how you classify people. I think that most people would look at someone and be like, "Oh, I bet they listen to like rap music or."
Right.
You know,
they come in, their pants are around their ankles.
Yeah. And they do frequently. And not only, you know, based on how people look too, they assume they know about their belief system too. And I think that's quite odd.
What is this stemming from?
I just life in general. I remember when I was in high school that
Figured you had some sort of outside thing.
we would run around the mall in groups, and you know, people would treat us like we were
hoodlums.
Yeah, and we weren't. And I think it's always kind of odd that.
I'm going to take a guess and assume that picture I've seen floating around of the big, like, open pants that cover the whole shoe that drag the ground, like the grunge kids wore. You wore those, didn't you?
Grunge kids didn't wear them.
Or whoever did.
The bell bottoms?
No, like trap pants that are like the giant thick-legged with... Are you talking about the ones with like chain... Kids would wear chains on them.
Sure, but...
They were big and...
They just like drag the ground, and these were the kids that are like metal music and just hate people. And...
Yes, I did wear those in like 7th grade, 8th grade. I had a couple friends who would also wear them, but they would go to full length and have like black fingernails and like liberty spiked hair.
Because stereotypes exist for a reason.
No, and
I can do that.
I do agree with that to a point. Like, you can... I just think that it's odd that you would pigeonhole everyone that way. And not... most people aren't even open-minded to think that someone who looks a different way might be a different person. Like, I understand, you know, maybe wanting to guard yourself against certain situations. I mean, I think that helps prevent issues where you have to use self-defense.
Right.
But in the same sense, you shouldn't think that everyone that has, you know, especially now, everyone that has tattoos has some...
Like criminal background or some violent nature or...
I don't. It's just, it's when tattoos get into certain locations, I start being judgmental. And that's when they get above your arms, and you got that awesome one right here on your neck and whatnot. That's when Jay starts getting judgmental about your past.
I mean, that's got a lot better than it was when I was in high school, I guess, because things are progressing. But nonetheless, I know if people have long hair, they think that, you know...
Hippies.
Yeah, like there's a stereotype that goes... I just think that it's interesting because... people will automatically assume, based on whatever stereotype, that someone isn't educated or someone isn't kind or has some odd belief system where that isn't always the case.
That's pretty much because of high school.
Memory card full, isn't it?
That's pretty much because because of high school, though.
It's okay. I'll send you this one.
Because high school always broke you up into groups and cliques and all that, and like that's where people get it. So Rob hanging out with, I don't know how this was in Parkersburg, because I've only been there once. It was a shitty experience. But Rob with his alternative folks probably looked at the kids that wore. I don't know. I don't know what to call them anymore.
What are you kids going by these days?
But,
alternative lifestyles.
Yeah, that small corner or hallway you all hung out in during lunch. I bet when you saw guys that walked past in, like, I'm going to assume flannel type jeans, cowboy boots, you would make fun of them because they're in that little subgroup.
No,
or
generally,
or the white guys that it had to have happened up there because it happened here, would wear the white shirt that was about 6 sizes too big, almost down to their knees. Because my school kind of banned that. Because it was
not appropriate for everyone to wear a dress.
Gang-oriented.
No, we wouldn't make fun of other people.
Well, not necessarily make fun of, but because of that, you'd see them, you'd know, like, oh, I know where they go. Or,
well, you could definitely tell. It was never. I wouldn't say it's 100% an accurate thing, and I think that's probably where he's coming from. It's not 100% accurate. And sometimes it can do more harm than good.
Well, yeah, but it's pretty damn close.
You could look at somebody and be like, you're the guy that drives the 10-foot tall truck outside, blaring either country music or rap music. That's it. That's all you listen to is country music and rap music, and you dress like you're from Texas. That's that. There's like 3 of you. You all look the same. All drive the same type of vehicle that's 10 feet in the air, and of course there's comments about compensating and stuff like that, but it was never like we never went out of our way to make fun of anybody. Who cares? Like it was never.
Well, very few did. I'm just pointing out that
we just kind of kept to ourselves
at that point in school.
Don't mess with us, we're not gonna bother you. Like we got other interests and other things to worry about
in school, and it's kind of the time period. People broke up into their little social groups, and that's primarily who you hung out with.
Well, I mean,
for the most part.
That was the cool thing about my school, where it was so small. There were people that were hunt, fish, outdoor type people, and then there were people that played sports during the fall and winter and didn't really go out and hunt. But there wasn't like 50 different cliques around, and even those people. Like they were all friends with each other. Most of them went to grade school with each other and everything. So there wasn't a big separation between the two. It was just, well, we have different interests and we can't really hang out at a certain point in the year because you spend all of your time hunting in the fall and we spend all of our time playing
sports.
Yeah. I just think it's odd. I think that there are a lot of people that look at it's like, oh, you listen to metal or something, and would be like, I wouldn't think that from you. It's a surprise that you listen to that music, and to me that's just kind of an oddity.
We're out in Belgium. Where are you from in Belgium? Been to Bruges.
The kids when I was at school wasn't mainly metal. I remember it was a lot of like, what was it? Weezer and ICP. ICP was big, especially in those years.
ICP's been big around. At least around here, since like
Waterloo,
middle school or elementary school, I guess it would be. I mean, I remember in 4th grade was my first exposure to ICP, and I was just like, what is this violent sounding nonsense?
Said Waterloo.
Been there too.
Cool.
But yeah, I don't know. ICP takes off a lot in low middle income areas. There's a lot of people.
Judgmental. God.
How many people in LA are listening to ICP?
Can't have any nice conversations.
And hanging out with other people who listen to ICP. There's a reason that the gathering takes place in Ohio, in a rundown industrial district.
Because the Insane Clown Posse was labeled as a terrorist group.
Yeah, gang.
But I've always said, and maybe I'm crazy, but everyone thinks that rock and metal and everything is this rage-infested, hate-filled,
Right.
mentality,
not
and usually they're not the people that have the altercations and the physical abuse issues when it comes to people in entertainment.
Right.
And that's kind of
they're
pretty
loyal,
laid back.
fiercely loyal to each other. Like,
I need you to write a metal song and make it literally the lyrics about puppies and kittens, like the most harmful song in the world.
That's been done, but like when I go see shows and concerts and stuff, we'll be the first ones to knock each other down, but at the same time, we're the first ones to pick each other back up, like in a pit or something like that. You pick each other up because you don't want to hurt that person. Like, it's not about. I don't know. It's really interesting. It's just really interesting that a lot of bad rap gets thrown on those guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I don't hang out with the people who listen to a lot of rap, so I don't know about that. But going on what I see on social media and stuff, it doesn't seem to be quite as worry about your brother.
I just, for the most part, what I've seen, at least interviews and articles, it's like most people who are in rock and metal and stuff, they seem pretty laid back. Maybe they get their aggression out on stage, and But anyway, that's something that I was thinking about. The second one I had, and I'm sure that you guys will agree, is people leaving diapers all over the place. Keep seeing them in parking lots all the time, and I just don't get it. Everywhere I go, there are changing tables in the restrooms, and I don't understand why someone feels the need to change their child out in their parking lot. So that
I'm all for changing child in the parking lot as opposed to the restroom in the place, restaurant, store, whatever. More power to you. However, buy an extra diaper genie, put it in your car,
or throw it in the trash can at the entrance.
Like,
I just leaving it in the.
Well, there's a lot of a lot of cart corrals that have trash cans.
Oh yeah.
There.
I'm gonna have the extreme and say that if you change your baby out in the parking lot, takes diaper off, whatnot, just because it needs changed and can't walk to a trash can, you're a bad parent and you shouldn't have had kids.
Wow, that is taking it to the extreme.
It's annoying. It's not even like a slight piece of paper off a straw. It's a shitty diaper that's not like it's going to get wet and kind of dissolve away. It's going to get there and sit there until that street sweeper comes along.
I just hate it.
It's a kind of a like courtesy thing. Like, most people don't want to see that. And it's either take it with you and throw it away, or walk to the damn trash can.
We are the least courteous people.
I think it's a very
it's like if somebody
choice.
If somebody walked out of Walmart,
shit on the ground here. I mean,
yeah.
No, it's like if somebody walked out of Walmart, bought all their stuff, their shopping's done, they feel their stomach gurgle, they're like, I gotta go to the bathroom. They look at the store and you're like, that's too far, and they squat on the ground.
That's what it's like to me. And I don't get that.
Nobody will notice this, and then drive off. The giant cow-sized plop there. Somebody's going to see it and be like, wow, that was a big dog.
So, anyway, I wish people could start corralling that and maybe put it in a trash can.
Lost viewers of that one.
Anything before we move on?
No, that was pretty good.
Okay. Let's go ahead and go to the Super Bowl then. We have no top 5 this week. It's just random topics on the Super Bowl. So
I'm kind of ready for this Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, that's fine.
Ish.
There's some things I like that.
Give me views, insights that you have.
It's the most football I've watched all year.
Hey.
I did watch the entire game, front to back. I was live tweeting it, so come be part of our followers on Twitter. There's 4 of you guys. I think 2 of them are me and you, personal profile. So come join us on Twitter. When there's big events like that, we'll do our best to be part of the live tweeting of it and stuff.
I've been sending stuff out all the time. I sent
yeah.
out a thing that today with Shockwave.
Yeah.
I thought that was yesterday.
No, it might have been.
I saw Shockwave in it.
It
Couldn't
piqued
remember
my
what.
curiosity.
Transformers.
He's the best one.
In watching it, I don't know if this is too go for it, but in watching it, I don't feel like I felt like it was watching 2 immovable forces as far as defense goes against each other.
Panthers have
nobody played. I don't know. I won't say nobody played well, but it doesn't seem like either team played as well as the hype going into it.
Well, that's the thing. Was the Panthers had the best offense pretty much in the league. Their defense was also quite good. Denver had a average offense
and a killer defense.
Yeah, their defense was nasty all year, and that's why Von Miller stripped him a couple times. There was interceptions, and that didn't happen to the Panthers all year. It's because their defense is actually quite nasty out there.
But having seen the game, and
so you're literally talking about the best defense and the best offense, and it canceled each other out.
Well,
so it was just a bunch of hitting, and then a bunch of going nowhere, and then a bunch of stripping. I mean, what the game boiled down to was just give me the ball, I'll run 5 feet and get dropped.
Well, the game was
and
pretty
I'll
much
miss a field goal.
Instead of these big moments of he just broke an 80-yard run. There's only those couple he stripped it and then something else and something else. There was no.
And I'm used to
key moments. It was 5 yards, 5 yards. It's one of those games people at times hate to watch.
Well, and I'm used to Tom Brady, who passes the ball 900 yards a game. I'm used to a passing game as opposed to
Peyton Manning passes it. He's broken now.
But having watched that game, I told you at work that don't like Cam Newton. I think he's a big baby. Having not watched him or not anything, and there could be other people out there who feel the same way, having not known anything about Cam Newton, who tune in once a year to watch the Super Bowl.
And that's all a lot of commentary has been is because it was a big stage, he could have actually
done a lot
to make people view him in a positive light, and maybe didn't do that. My thing is, what I appreciate is, I think that he was as genuine in the game as he always has been. He doesn't like to lose. He doesn't lose well. He also, when he wins, he's very emotional. When he scores, he's very emotional, and he doesn't. People complain about that too. People complain that he's too happy when he celebrates,
right.
And it's well, you're too sad now that you lost. And
be a drone.
I was
everyone
listening to
isn't that.
Levitar today on the way home. He was talking about on there how he likes the player like that, like LeBron, that's outspoken and says, "I'm a sore loser. I don't like to lose." And I think I had an ESPN update that Cam Newton admits he's a sore loser. He hates losing.
Yeah, I saw that.
But also the big thing I remember from the radio this morning, they were talking about how he's a sore loser. He's also a sore winner. Because it's kind of that shitty of I'm better than you. I just enjoyed the hell out of that because I'm the best. But then he loses. It's hood over the head. I'm done. He just walks out.
Well, but and they've talked about this too. Is that all that character is? And to me, it's showing emotion and being emotional. Everyone isn't the same, and I hate the fact. And I admire people who are. My favorite baseball player, like Rivera is one of my favorite baseball players, and all he did was like strike people out and walk to the dugout. Like he didn't do anything. I think he's probably one of the best examples of a sportsman.
Not flashy at all, just low key.
That's how Larry Fitzgerald was in college.
I mean,
He handed the ball to a ref after a touchdown. He walked to the sideline. There was no celebrating. There's nothing.
I admire that, but in the same sense, that might be something that I would do, but for my personality. But there are people who are enthusiastic and exuberant naturally, and it's
get pumped after.
Yeah, so when you do something, and it's like that's how they've been raised. That's their personality, and to tell someone not to have emotion when they have it is like telling someone who doesn't to have emotion. Like you shouldn't. I wouldn't be like, hey, Rivera needs to show more emotion. He's not like, why don't you call it later? Yeah, like that's
that was the argument where he doesn't want today on. I don't remember who it was. Didn't like on the radio. He doesn't like humble players. He enjoys that outspoken like the Ricky Henderson and the Bar.
Yeah,
but in this, then when I'm listening to it, I'm just thinking like, well, then you're paying these guys that much money. They're supposed to be professionals you look up to. Like, it's awesome that this 30-year-old adult enjoys this guy kind of just being pissy and a sore loser. What about the little kid that's like, oh, so I can act that way when I lose?
But that's where Barkley comes in saying that parenting. But my thing is, I don't care how he acts on the field. If he's actually helping the community and he's being generous when he scores touchdowns, like, if he's a good person, celebrating doesn't make him a bad person.
No,
but yet we make it that way. And I just kind of think it's like, I think it's good to have personality. I think it's interesting. I don't want all of my football players to act the exact same because that's how you can relate to them as a person and say, well, I prefer him over him. Otherwise you're cheering for the laundry. And it's like, well, I like the Broncos because their jersey says Broncos. Like, I've always been, I liked Griffey when he went to the Reds. I was like, oh, the Reds are a local town. I'm glad that he's playing there. That's nice. But I liked him as a player. And
that was this year's Super Bowl. They kept saying how everybody was a bandwagon Seattle fan. This year's bandwagon fan was the Panthers.
I think it's kind of like wrestling, though. It's like, let everybody have a personality. If he wants to be the flashy, flamboyant guy, it's like, good for him. And if you want, like, if that's his heel persona, then good. People will latch on to that and they'll like him. You'll have somebody else who's...
Just sell more tickets.
Yeah. I mean...
Put more seat.
I wouldn't want all of my wrestlers to be... give me some uptight, like...
wouldn't be sports. Like...
if they were all Jim Duggan and walked around with his 2x4, it would be quite boring.
I haven't liked him since
Royal Rumble. 30 people like, oh!
I haven't liked him since college because of what he did there, with the whole like maybe cheating, whatnot, receiving. Like I haven't liked that anyway. So I haven't been the biggest Cam Newton fan either, and it's not any other reason. It's just that
it just seemed like every time they go to him, whenever something was going wrong, it was like he's in the sidelines like kicking rocks and like it's like, all right, I understand not enjoying it. Or there at the end when he was just like, oh, and then like fell backward. I was just like, come on, dude. Like, hang your head, show that you're disgusted or something. And it's like I half expected him to like when he fell down to roll over and start doing this. Like, come on, man.
It's the Super Bowl. There was 30 other teams that wanted to play there, and he's there just acting like a big baby because they're not winning. Because this is the first time all year. I know they lost the one game. This is the first time all year they've really faced adversity and couldn't overcome
it. I've changed my viewpoint. I used to be real uptight and think that everyone should be nice and professional.
It'll be awesome in the audio. I'm cracking my knuckles over the speaker here.
But I've changed that viewpoint when everyone lets you down anymore. Like, I'm an adult. I guess I'm more cynical than I used to be. Or I just overlook it now. Like, I would rather watch... I watch the game for the talent, not for the humanitarianism. You know,
You want to see some guy jump 10 feet in the air and pull a ball down. And
I love the game because, like, Denver's defense dominated. I mean, Von Miller ran up and grabbed the ball and almost ran into the end zone in the first series.
Yeah.
Like, he just took the ball from him.
Right. Yeah. No,
And I think that was unbelievable. But
it was very impressive to watch.
They hammered him. He got sacked 6 times and got hurried like 20. I mean, and that's what I enjoy watching. I want to see someone dominate.
In the pregame interview, I remember they were talking with him, and I think it was the Wade Phillips interview, where Von Miller was talking about how he's going to play the best that he can, and he's going to, like, the whole, like, 110%, but he talked about how he's going to play at the Super Bowl level, and he did.
I just...
Like, if it's the same, like, moment, like the same clip, I remember watching when he stripped it, like, it's going slow-mo, and that ball's rolling out. You see that ref, like, scramble to get out of the way, because all those guys are, like, shoveling backwards going after.
No, that's the second time he stripped.
Okay. I just saw that ref, like, nah.
Yeah. But my thing is, even Tiger Woods, it's like everybody, I would watch him to dominate at golf. Like, I don't care. If you wanted to put prisoners out there to play sports, and they were great, if my goal was to watch the best athletes, I would be like, well, let's watch the prisoners play. If my goal was to find someone with high morals, then I would go look elsewhere.
Prisoner Dodgeball League.
And I know that's, going to the extremes with it, but I mean, everyone puts so much faith in athletes, and then it's like, well, did Peyton Manning take HGH now? It's like, look at Lance Armstrong. Like,
well, it's because they keep pointing out on how
it's chemo, man.
it calls them professionals. Then you're looking for reasons why they make, because it's coming to light about the money they make. You're trying to look for reasons why they deserve to make $110 million over the next 5 years.
But the thing is, they make that money to be great at what they do because you want to see that. Not because they're aiding humanity in some great way. I mean,
there's also stuff when you get signed to a team, then you get the contract, and you sign all these things. It's like, I'm not going to make the NFL look bad. I'm not going to do it. Most of them's going to be like, I'm not going to try to do drugs best I can. Fingers crossed. Like not do bad things that get in trouble, break the law, to where you can't make the NFL look bad since we're doing this for you. We're giving you this ton of money, lifting you up to this like stellar position of like a role model.
Now you need to entertain.
I mean,
well, they're technically
and I'm all for that.
ambassadors for the league, if you want to say it like that.
Like me,
and then when you act like a shitty person, like the Adrian Peterson thing, where some people don't think it's that big a deal that he beat his kid. It's like, but there's 100 million people that see Adrian Peterson and look at him as like this like stellar human that just beats shit out of a child. I didn't care one way or the other, but still.
That's nice.
I don't.
I feel like we really pushed a button.
Well, I like football, and you're making football look bad.
No, I'm just saying that.
Well,
I don't
talking
think
to the people like you're.
I don't.
That's your job, and you're making it look bad.
The vast majority of people are not going to quit watching because of someone's personality. So until people quit putting the money out there,
no, he probably has more fans now than he ever has. Cam Newton does.
Yeah,
because you're getting that sect of the audience that's like, I like his attitude.
I like having a different person. It was nice to have a conflicting personality to Peyton Manning. I mean, it was Russell Wilson the last time they played, and they're almost the same person. They both say the exact same thing every time they're put in front of the camera. Like,
it's because Russell Wilson's like, what, 24?
Did anyone see any emotion from Peyton Manning?
No, he's Peyton Manning. He's been there before.
Yeah, he's all about business.
He
He just walks in, he's like,
He
I gotta
acts
do
like
this. I gotta play this game. I'm gonna do it the best I can. And when we come out winning, great. I'm gonna thank a few people.
I enjoyed the
like,
shit out of his comments.
There's a script, I bet.
Like, I don't know
he has
why.
memorized.
Thanks his
I'm gonna kiss my
sponsors
kids and my wife.
And I'm gonna drink a bunch of Budweiser.
Apparently, he owns a Budweiser plant.
I just figured that he
Papa
had an
John's
endorsement and got
Budweiser.
like $25,000 every time he mentioned Budweiser at the Super Bowl.
No, instead of
camera.
I'm going to Disneyland, it's Peyton, if you say you're going to drink a lot of beer, we're going to give you $10 million. Done.
Nobody thought then was like, he's going to get retarded later and make a fool of himself, probably wreck a car. Like, nobody ever considered that. They were just like, Budweiser, yeah! I mean, that's what went through my head. Is like, I'm going to drink a lot of beer later. And it's like, this dude's going to get out of hand. He's going to throw a party that's getting out of hand.
He probably has like 8 guys that drive him somewhere.
I know, but I was just like, this guy's going to go crazy.
I'd expect him to. He's
Or
probably
maybe crazy's like, I'm going to have 6 beers.
I'm going to assume Peyton Manning's that
I'm
upper
going to
class.
enjoy myself.
He's got wine glasses, but he's also from the South, so they're full of beer.
He's got wine glasses full of Bud Light. Cold piss.
All right, what else you got from the game?
I brought that one up. I pushed that one.
Oh, that's okay.
So I don't know. My favorite commercial.
Yeah.
My favorite commercial was the Super Bowl baby commercial with them singing "Kissed by a Rose."
Wow.
I don't know. I like the song.
I did too in '95. I had the CD.
Batman Forever.
I'm sorry.
Me too.
The rest of that album's a stinker.
Yep.
I don't know. I wasn't impressed with any of the commercials. I'd seen almost all of them.
My favorite was the Hulk and the Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
That one was good.
I missed I seen it today, the Helen Mirren commercial. I didn't see it.
That
I
one,
didn't pay any attention to it.
I thought that one was kind of funny because she's insulting to people that drinking and driving.
Yeah,
I'd seen the Doritos commercial, which I really liked. But I'd seen that. I'd seen the Puppy Monkey Baby. So, like, none of those were new to me. And I was just like, eh.
That was just so weird. It still stands out. I was a big fan of the Willem Dafoe.
I think it would have been funnier to switch it up. Have Marilyn Monroe become Willem Dafoe. I don't know.
And then the Jeff Goldblum one was kind of so retarded it was humorous. Just Georgia Wheezy? Hey. I enjoyed that.
The only one that I really enjoyed, like I said, was the Hulk one. I do have some notes about past Super Bowl commercials because I was wondering how we were going to get a whole topic on any one thing. Favorite ones I've had. There's a Paul Harvey one. It was the only time I've seen it was at the Super Bowl, and it was about being a farmer, and it was him doing this speech from his radio show. But they done like clips of farmers working and everything, and I thought that was an awesome commercial. And I was going back through some today. There's one in '99 with the WWE down at WWE headquarters, and it had The Rock in it and Mankind, and it's
Smack dab in the Attitude Era.
yeah, it was pretty awesome though.
Was DX involved in that?
I don't remember seeing them. Stone Cold was in it. Somebody falls out of the building at the end, or a table or something, and Vince is there. You guys might remember. You might not.
Was it a Super Bowl commercial years back where it was like some sort of metal band's traveling and they're in a hotel room and it's like real fancy?
Maybe.
I'd have to look that up. I don't remember what it was, but I just always remember it being kind of funny.
I don't know. I always liked the baby insurance. The insurance baby commercials, and when this year it wasn't a baby commercial, I was just like, man, okay. Boo, guys, come on.
For the most part, there wasn't a ton of commercials I always liked. I always looked more forward to the movie trailers, because it was always a good time to premiere certain trailers.
Well, what did you see this year that you liked?
The trailers?
Mm-hmm.
The Avengers showed a little bit more, but I also read that they couldn't show Spider-Man because there's some sort of weird ad thing with Sony.
They're still working that out with Sony, how much they can show.
The odd Dawn of Justice trailers talking about flying Turkish Airlines to either Metropolis or Gotham, I enjoyed because it was just kind of weird where it looked like a real Turkish Airlines commercial.
Yeah, I enjoyed that commercial.
What about the Apocalypse?
Nope, didn't like it. I think what they should have done, and I may have posted it to Twitter or not, I don't remember, but was like, man, that should have been the trailer that they showed before movies in theaters up to this point. And then the big one where, they're talking about like he's the basis for the Christian religion, for Buddha, for all those things. That long commercial should have been the one they showed at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm guessing because there's nothing.
Because the short one's just like, this is just quick scenes from this long one that is more fulfilling.
It was only 30 seconds.
Like,
I don't know why.
Who cares about this?
Like, none of these.
It wouldn't have made me want to see the movie.
None of them were new.
Did.
That I know of, were they?
What is it?
There wasn't any that were like
The
premieres.
commercial, I thought.
The Turtles was the first time crying's been shown.
Yeah, but they have the better, longer. That's the same thing. They have that 2.5 minute long commercial trailer that they've already had, and this was another 30-second Super Bowl spot. It's like, well, we want to show off the movie, but we're
Crime
not.
wasn't in the longer one, was he?
No, it just showed Bebop Rocksteady.
See, to me, Crying outweighed Bebop Rocksteady.
They showed new footage. Like, the X-Men showed Olivia Munn. Done. I'm happy. Saw her. But
lower her down on a string and she's just swinging a sword.
Instead of the typical Super Bowl where they spend this gob of money for the minute-long trailer, because it's usually like a premiere, all you've maybe had is that short little teaser that shows you nothing. They didn't do that. They just showed kind of the same trailer with a bit of new footage. I don't know if that's because nothing's really coming out that they haven't shown yet.
I would have liked to have seen more Deadpool stuff, more Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. And I know they said that he was going to have a huge presence at the Super Bowl as far as like he was going to be there in the suit handing out food to people and stuff like that, and they were going to do some like live action cross marketing stuff like that. And it was like, then give me a trailer, give me something.
I thought that the
it was
Civil War stuff on Twitter was pretty interesting. Like, I think they had like a thing where you could vote for.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice, promotional piece from put out there at that point. And then there's little icons and stuff. There's a bunch of stuff on the internet.
Oh yeah.
So.
I mean, they could have had. There's already been Suicide Squad, so no. But what else comes out besides Rogue One? Something else comes out.
I don't think they filmed anything for Rogue One to have.
No, but they had that that test footage or whatever, kinda, that they showed at like the Star Wars convention that just shows like the forest planet and just kind of pans up and you see like the outline of the Death Star. They could have just kind of made that a little better and shown that as like the official teaser for Rogue One, and people would have gone apeshit.
When does that come out though?
This year.
Yeah, December.
Yeah.
It'll be on the Thanksgiving games.
Well,
World Series.
By then, that should be full-blown commercials.
What about favorite moments from football moments from the game? Do you have any and past moments? Since we're...
In this game, I was a big fan of Cam Newton's little slide thing he did early on in the game. I forget what it was.
Where he tried to duck his head and make sure he didn't get
But
hit.
he like slid under one and then like back up. I was just like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, I don't know.
Mine would be the Von Miller strip at the beginning of the game.
I don't remember anything else real memorable besides the two strips and then the interception he threw. Stand out, like that's it.
I posted it on Twitter, and I want to start seeing internet clips of, people took John Cena, did the John Cena thing. People did with Randy Orton's
RKO,
yeah, Diamond Cutter, whatever. I want to see people add that slide into things. Like, I want to see those viral things.
You're talking about wanting to buy a new computer. Get one that can do this and make it yourself.
I mean, I think you'll see him on his knees, broken, like sad after they recovered the fumble, and maybe rolling on the ground.
I was going to say, I bet you will
You'll
see
probably
things
see
like
those.
they'll show a clip of something, and then he'll be like, oh, and then they'll show another clip of something, and he'll be like, oh. Like,
What about past Super Bowls? Have you watched any other Super Bowls?
All of them,
I don't know. I don't ever.
as long as I can remember.
Most of the ones I remember are moments where the team that I wanted to win ended up losing. But I'll give you the positive ones.
Yeah.
Fitzgerald scoring against the Steelers, which I thought was awesome.
I remember that Super Bowl well because I wanted the Steelers to lose so bad.
I hated it when Harrison scored the touchdown after it was an interception, right? Not a fumble. Anyway, I know he scored a defensive touchdown in that one because I was like, they're going to get beat. And then they came back and went up, and I thought they were going to win. And then Antonio Brown scored a touchdown, which was one of the memorable moments, but I would rather it not have happened.
Seriously.
Tyree, I wanted the Patriots to win, so him catching it on his helmet, I was like, that sucks. I wanted to see somebody go undefeated.
Those Super Bowls, I didn't want the Giants to win, but I kind of thought it looked good for the division if they won. But those games I didn't care about.
They threw the game.
No, I like Brady. I'm not a big Patriots fan, but I also hate every other team in my division. So I hate the Giants. Just like Eli Manning. So I want him to lose. So I actually want the Patriots to win those games.
Onside kick versus the Saints. I was for the Colts, and there was an onside kick that ended up giving the Saints the ball, and they scored, and pretty much led to the demise of that game. So, I remember the Rams one with the guy who reaches for the end zone. I think Dyson.
Maybe I can.
The guy from the Titans who came up like a yard short from tying the game. I thought that was a pretty good one. And then favorite would be Jacoby Jones' touchdown, because that was a big turning point in that game.
Yeah.
And I wanted the Ravens to win that one. So
Yeah, I pay attention because I didn't want Kaepernick to win. I don't like him. Although I wasn't a big, I don't like the 49ers either.
I think it's really odd in sports how people
This is called sports. You don't like certain teams for no reason.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think it's odd that you just cheer against people. Like, I don't really care if they win, but I really don't want them to win. How many places in life is it like, well, I don't care as long as they don't succeed. I just want them to fail.
Well,
I don't care if I get the position. I just don't want that person to get the position.
Yeah, that's a nice way to be.
I don't like
It is.
in
Very fulfilling.
In Philly's division. I hate the Cowboys. I hate the Redskins. I hate the Giants. I don't like the Steelers because I get tired of hearing everything Steeler, and then
That's
I think
just from where we live.
I know, but I think it's that those big
Bombarded
like
Steeler Nation.
bandwagons. Not the big isn't the term, but those big teams. Like if I wasn't an Eagles fan, I'd probably still like. I don't like Duke because everybody for years was all in Duke's ass. Like this is the greatest team in the world. Now they're not anymore, and that's how they are for the 49ers.
So Jay's a hipster.
The Cowboys.
As soon as it becomes popular and cool to like something, he's like, I'm out.
I'm not the biggest Steelers fan.
I don't like teams like I don't like North Carolina either.
I do like that they play defense very well. I like teams that are real defensive minded. The Steelers,
Yeah.
and I like Mike Tomlin a lot. Like he seems to be a pretty respectable
See
guy.
how Chip Kelly does with that team. See that become a train wreck. The only real
You're so positive.
the Eagles Super Bowl is what I
I'm
really
gonna call you
remember
when I need
vivid
inspiration.
because of course they're playing the Patriots back in 05, so you're talking like, even though Tom Brady's still fantastic, Tom Brady at like the peak of like still going up, and they came out to a lead, but then the Eagles kind of came back, and you got McNabb and T.O., and it was that close, but they didn't win. And then T.O. left the team, and
He can get voted the Hall of Fame this year.
everybody's making a big deal of that. Who cares? He'll get it next year.
Yeah. Favre's going in.
There's lots of professional wrestlers that don't make Hall of Fame.
Favre's going in because he's the king of touchdowns, interceptions, and dick pics.
All right. Let's move on to our questions, and we'll
He got busted for it. It's funny.
wrap up. I was trying to see how long we've been going, but we'll move ahead to some questions anyway. Odd episode, and we didn't do our normal thing, so we've just kind of been all over the place. So our questions, being in the middle of this, are just going to seem all over the place too.
That's fine.
Goody.
Broadside me.
What do you think's the best age to get married?
God damn it.
No age, because you shouldn't get married. The only positive to marriage is tax purposes. Unless you genuinely like somebody's presence, but at some point you're still going to get tired of them. What?
Now I know why Jay's single.
What do you got?
I don't know of a specific age, but I would say anytime between 3 and 5 years of being with that person. I would say if you can stand to be with them and you still enjoy being with them and they don't get on every last nerve, then I'd say go for it.
See, I wouldn't go with the age either. I would go whenever you are responsible enough to take care of yourself and another human being. That's when you should think about getting married, and that's when you should think about having a child.
See.
If you're not responsible enough to take care of yourself and another human being, you shouldn't do either of those things.
But a lot of people will tell you with the kid thing that
That
you're
makes them
never
responsible.
well, yeah, you're never going to feel responsible enough to take care of another, because another adult, your wife, can take care of herself. But I mean, a kid is like they're fully dependent on another human being.
You mean you can't
But
leave
they'll
some
tell
table
you
on the floor?
if you wait till you can afford it, you'll never have a kid. If you wait till you feel that you're prepared, you'll never have a kid. Like they tell you to just
Because
do it.
that's the whole point of idiocracy. The longer you go and prepare, like we're going to do this, you keep weighing more and more options to where you're just like, we shouldn't have a kid. We can't really handle it right now. And all of a sudden, you're 45 and you're like, no, we're not going to do that.
If you wait till you're ready, you'll never be ready. But I don't know. Okay. But I say if you can tolerate a person for 3 to 5 years, by all means, pop that question.
Just don't do it on Valentine's Day. That's way too cliche.
Or their birthday or Christmas.
It gets old.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live?
Does this also count the fact that you'd be able to speak the language?
I don't even care.
I would.
Switzerland or Belgium?
Why?
They're peaceful, beautiful, wonderful places that aren't filled with the arrogance of Americans.
Or the French.
Belgium's got a lot of French. My trip to Belgium was filled with kids that speak French, and I could have killed all the younglings.
It would either be Germany, because it looks quite lovely, or
Prepared to be in the
Japan.
military.
Japan. Like, not middle of Tokyo, because I think that would be psychotic, but outskirts, nice house, all that, Japan. Although that would be assuming that I could speak fluent and not just struggle like, do you speak English? I'm hungry.
I just, like, if I was live on a mountainside in Switzerland and have to get my cheese and dairy from the goat farmer down the road, cool with me.
I'd want to be close enough, like if it was somewhere like Japan, where I'm close to modern conveniences. So a quick, like, 20, 30 minutes, I'm in the city. But then you drive outside, like outskirts.
Hit up the spars.
I just really like to go. I'd like to visit that country.
I don't know, probably South Carolina.
We're talking about world trekking, and you're like South Carolina.
Well, if you've never been outside of the country or far reach, I mean, if I had to choose a place in the United States, I would choose like Colorado.
No, like I'm sure places like Rio de Janeiro are beautiful and everything, and I'd like to visit places. But as far as living somewhere, I'm sure that whatever conveniences that I've become accustomed to, I would like to keep. And I was thinking maybe Miami because it's pretty damn beautiful there, but
Pretty damn hot.
I don't know if I would like to be hot all the time.
I think if you could visit Western Europe, you'd probably consider it.
No, I want somewhere that's pretty, that is not cold often, and I can get out and do things. Now, I don't know that I would want that all the time. Second would be like some ranch out in Montana, which would seem one extreme to the other.
I guess.
I'm trying to think. Oregon probably would be, because I want to live on the coast, but I don't want to get hit by a hurricane, and I don't want to live in California because I don't want an earthquake. So, based on my logic and reasoning, probably Oregon on the coast.
I live near the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, one of those Pacific Northwest. Even though
the Grand Canyon is the most beautiful place in the United States. There's nothing like it. The area around it is just gorgeous. It's forests and woods, and it's peaceful, it's calming, it's relaxing. If I could live in those woods and just die there, it'd be fine.
I enjoy New Mexico.
Pretty majestic too.
It is. But you're going to have a change of pace.
That's the shitty thing, is when you live here, you don't go exploring.
You just get numb to it.
Well, no, because
I don't know, Fayetteville's pretty awesome.
I've been a few of the places, but there's still places around here.
The woods and stuff.
You've been to Babcock?
Mm-mm.
Like I've been to like up to Harper's Ferry.
Most I've seen is the pictures you've taken.
Toured around Green Bank. I went rafting at the Gorge and a few other places like Cranberry Glades, all that. But there's still a ton of stuff I'd like to go kind of explore. Now that I'm older, maybe like hike somewhere. Mm-hmm. But you never do it when you live here. It's always when you like visit somewhere. Like, let's do this. That sounds awesome.
I like Seneca Rock. I like traveling through caves and stuff like that.
New Mexico was quite nice when I was there.
All right. We'll end with this. What TV show do you identify with the most?
Past, present, and future, just something you've seen that you identify with.
Archer. That new TV show that's on Fox, Lucifer.
At this point, I would think Always Sunny, because that's just how it's like, boy, I'd like to be able to do those things and just have no cares.
Go upstairs and James opens a cabinet and he's got his Project Badass tapes ready to go.
I don't know if there's any that I can relate to like that. My brain just takes me out of it. I don't know. I always felt like emotionally connected to Boy Meets World.
It's a good show.
Even now, like to Girl Meets World, it's still like it hits the same notes as Boy Meets World did for me.
There's a lot of stuff on The Simpsons that I relate to, especially the older ones. There's a lot of humor that suits me very well.
Relates kind of. The only thing I would say I ever just related to, and I don't want to hear shit from you, but it was Smallville, because it was taking place when he was in high school, when I was in high school, so it like paralleled it. Like that's Not the
It paralleled your life.
yeah. Like
That's super.
when I go out and like
ability.
lift cars. No, that's the only thing I can
Wish
think
tell
of
people
that
about my
like
identity and
because it was like that same kind of like I'm in high school.
But the reason it's always sunny, I think, it has appealed to me as far as like I relate to that is they do whatever it is that you might think when someone cuts you off in traffic or something like that. They just kind of take it to the extreme.
right.
And it's
They do all the things that a reasonable person couldn't do.
but not think about. But
Right. Yeah, they what you would consider and go, that's crazy. They're like, do it.
so that's why I think it's kind of relatable.
I think that's. See, I know you say that, but I don't really relate to TV shows.
Well, the one this
Hard.
past week that was on, they moved into the suburbs and they just hate their neighbor because he keeps trying to come up and make small talk, and it's like, why is this guy trying to talk to us? Like, why is he? What's he saying? Why is he talking to me?
So pretty
I don't
much,
care.
they're acting like how America wants to act, but's afraid to.
Yeah,
Well, talk to me. We're not going to be friends.
that's that lack of empathy.
I heard about our from our fourth lunatic Andrew name drop about I guess either the season premiere or something where it was the ski episode.
Oh, they
It was like the '80s ski movie. I want to see that.
pretty good. If you haven't seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you should really go check that out.
It's a good show, indeed.
Anything else?
Nope. Any ideas for next week?
No.
We'll keep you posted.
As soon as we know, you'll know. And with that, follow us, like us on all social media. We're there, except Instagram. We do not have an Instagram page.
We'll get that soon, though.
Buy this book
So
if you want it hard enough. You'll find the details.
we're on iTunes. We're on YouTube. Like us, share us, follow us,
Love us.
love us. We're like a child that needs nurtured. If you want to know if you should have a child, like us and love us and treat us like your child. Take care of us. If you can do that successfully, we will back you in your quest to have a child.
Not financially. Just
Right.
Just
Morally,
emotionally.
we'll be here to be like, yeah, you go you. Yeah. That's all, folks.